There seems to be an uptick in women enjoying the company of younger men.
I like this idea.
I'm a big fan of this.
I love it. Why not?
Have you given that a spin yet?
See, I told you I'm not really
out there.
I got to get out there.
You got to get on the apps.
No.
They have one for famous people.
They do?
They do.
What's it called?
Raya.
I've heard of Raya.
The people are on Raya.
I can't be on Raya because I wouldn't even keep up. They'll be like, she's the flakiest date app person. Get her off of here. I'd probably be kicked off because I'd be like, that was a corny. Like, I'm so picky.
Yeah.
I'm really picky. I do like younger, though. I think there's something fun about younger.
Young is fun.
Young is fun.
Young is fun.
And they also go home.
That's true. That's true.
I like a go home. The new way of dating is so, I don't even understand what's happening. First of all, if I text you and you take a day, I'm never talking to you again.
Never talking again.
I'm never talking to you again. Make a plan or go away. No one has time for temperature checks.
So this is the reason why she wants to date younger dudes, because the guys her age or the guys of the status on the level that she wants are taking a whole day to text her back. They're not taking her serious. And that just goes to show you that no matter who you are, how far you are, the wall is undefeated. One day you're going to be in your 50s and your options are going to collapse. You're not going to have as many options. It doesn't matter how much money you made, how many movies you act, and the fact that you're still beautiful. But this is how it goes in relationships. Love Nia Long. We all love Nia Long. She want to talk to a young dude. I'd talk to Nia Long. Am I going to marry her? Probably not. Am I going to take a whole day to text her back? I wouldn't take that long. But that just goes to show that whatever men that she's choosing, there's plenty of dudes that will be punctual with the texting, but they're in her friend zone. She doesn't consider them. So when your status is up here and you want to date your status or above, ladies, that means that the person that you're actually interested in is not going to have that same interest in you because you're down here to them. So yeah, they might take a whole day to respond to you. I want to know the dude that's taking 24 hours to respond to Nia Long, because he got to be smashing Beyonce, Rihanna, Lotto, you know what I'm saying, Grace Jones, Eartha Kitt. He probably smashing the real Katherine Jackson.
How has being the subject of so much public desire impacted your sexuality?
I get a kick out of it because it just means that I've contributed something to the culture.
She gets a kick out of it because it's free attention and validation, as any woman would. But she has contributed to the culture. I will give her that.
That is comforting, that is inspiring, that's sexy.
Are you dating?
Well, I'm not as exciting as the rap songs, I can tell you that. The new way of dating is so, I don't even understand what's happening. First of all, if I text you and you take a day, I'm never talking to you again.
Never talking again.
I'm never talking to you again. Make a plan or go away. No one has time for temperature checks. And I do think if you're looking for a partner, you have to be actively out there in order to meet. But I also am not in that space right now.
Mm-hmm. So in the meantime, while men are not a priority, there seems to be an uptick in women enjoying the company of younger men.
I like this idea.
I'm a big fan of this.
I love it. Why not?
Have you given that a spin yet?
See, I told you I'm not really
out there.
I got to get out there.
You got to get on the apps.
No.
They have one for famous people.
They do?
They do.
What's it called?
Raya.
I've heard of Raya.
The people are on Raya.
I can't be on Raya because I wouldn't even keep up. They'll be like, she's the flakiest date app person. Get her off of here. I'd probably be kicked off because I'd be like, that was a corny. Like, I'm so picky.
Yeah.
I'm really picky. I do like younger, though. I think there's something fun about younger.
Young is fun.
Young is fun.
Young is fun.
And they also go home.
That's true. That's true.
I like a go home.
She's not really looking for a relationship. She's just looking for a good time. And I completely understand that. I have no issue with it. The woman was married, had a son with Ime Udoka, who was coaching the Celtics at the time. And then, some shit happened. He had an affair with a staff member. Her face name never came out. We don't know who that person is. He gets fired. It's just a whole big mess, and publicly it's terrible. And I'm not excusing cheating. See, my philosophy is you don't cheat. You tell a woman up front what it is. This is what it is. This is how I like to move. You can either deal with it or not, even if it's your wife. You'd be surprised. A lot of women will actually go along with that if it's understood up front that this is what it is. Now, if you go and sneak it behind her back, you're cheating her out of her loyalty, which means you're cheating. A lot of women even say, just don't fall in love with the girl. You know, don't give her the house or car. And that's the thing. That's when you cheating. When I'm taking it away from my family and giving it to this woman on the side. But with a lot of men, her age, and probably even younger than her that she's even talking about dating, is going to ask is, what was it about you that your husband went and cheated? You understand what I'm saying? Not even so much what did you do to make him cheat, but what wasn't he getting from you that made him go and cheat? Now, I'm going to be honest. With a lot of men, they don't cheat, they exercise options. So maybe what she didn't have was another woman's vagina. Sometimes that's what it is. And that's why I say in Ime Udoka's situation, you got to keep it up front. Keep that shit player like, hey, babe, from time to time, I'm going to go out to 7-Eleven and go get me a pack of cigarettes. Don't ask when I'm coming back. Don't ask how long I'll be gone. And who knows, they might have had that situation, but when it becomes public, then it's a problem. She's like, now I have to leave this nigga, because if I stay with this nigga, it's going to look crazy. So, you know, a lot of women get online and say a lot of delusional things. But when you have celebrity women, famous women who are older and have the money, which means they have the means to, even a woman that says, I want a man making this amount of money. Well, if she's making that amount of money, it's not unfair for her to want a man that's making as much or more. It's just that the older that she is, and typically the more money that she has, that's going to reduce her options. And she has to make a lot of compromises with that. Nia Long sounds like she wants some young meat. She like, fuck all that. I don't need a husband. I already been through that. I would be surprised if she got married again. I'm not saying that she won't. I'm not saying that she can't. I'm saying at this point, with her having already gone through what she went through, you don't need to deal with no more public BS like that. Just go out here and date these young dudes. Shit, my phone is available. But I will say this. I think that a lot of women, especially nowadays, tend to look outward instead of inward. You have a lot of women who do not like the results that they get in the men that they choose, and so they decide to choose different types of men or go for different men. And what these women don't realize is most men, we're pretty much all the same. And we've always been the same way that we've always been. It don't matter if you get a broke dude, a rich dude, an old dude, a young dude, black, white. It doesn't matter who it is. Most men are pretty much the same, and they want the same thing. So if you're not willing to make the change within yourself to change the outcomes that you're getting, you're going to be stuck. And I find it interesting that a lot of women talk about how much their intuition works and how they always know when something's up with their man or when their man is doing something wrong. Yet when it comes to picking men or even understanding men in general or even understanding their man's happiness or mood, they seem to have the IQ of a doorknob.
Now, I've already asked this question before, but we're going to bring it back around because I don't think I quite got an answer to it. Ladies, if we have discernment when it comes to a man cheating, why is it that we don't have discernment when it comes to a man and him being unhappy? And fellas, why is it so hard for you to tell us that you are unhappy to keep from the infidelity or cheating?
I think the answer is simple. It's because a lot of these women lack accountability. So when the man wants to discuss or address the issue that's going on in the relationship that's making him unhappy, oftentimes he's met with deflection, and then it gets reversed and flipped back onto him to where he did something wrong, or she wants to bring up something that happened 16 and a half business weeks ago. And he's just sitting there like, I really tried to talk to her. I tried to express what was going on, and she didn't hear me. She wasn't open to it. She didn't even want to make the necessary adjustments. Yeah, that's because of a lack of accountability. A man's happiness is not prioritized in a relationship as the woman's is. I want you to think about how often we see clips where the whole house is in turmoil when the woman is unhappy. The man, the children, everybody. When the mother's unhappy, the whole house is in turmoil a lot of times. This is the reason why men often suffer in silence. me personally, I have no problem telling the woman the truth or approaching the woman or checking behavior that I see needs to be addressed. I think a lot of men deal with that, especially in our community where you have men that were raised by single mothers. So they weren't taught to have a masculine approach to even trying to correct their woman or address an issue with their woman. They taught to love the woman, pedestalize the woman, glorify, deify the woman. You know what I mean? The woman can do no wrong. Whereas now you have a lot of men that's waking up and saying, hey, that's impossible. That can't be right. And this is the reason why a lot of dudes is just deciding to stay single or go pay for it or just have hookups, because what's the point of sacrificing your peace for somebody who can't even be accountable when they're disrupting your peace?
I don't think this was quite answered the first time I asked, because why is it so hard to communicate to your partner this? That is a problem within itself, because that cheating action wouldn't happen if you felt comfortable enough to say, hey, I'm not happy and this is why. But hey, I would like to know how y'all feel about that.
And again, going back to the Nia Long, Ime Udoka situation, scandal, whatever you want to call it. Again, we don't know. For all we know, he could have been stepping out the whole time and they just had to understand it. Maybe she was stepping out too. You never know that. You know what I mean? It is Nia Long. It's like, all right, you gonna smash other people, I'm gonna smash other people. But when it comes down to a man, like I said earlier, I don't believe in cheating. I don't believe in going behind your partner's back and doing foul shit. I don't believe in that. However, if you know that your man is... See, the thing is, a lot of women know their man is unhappy. They just don't care because they're selfish. They only care about their happiness. A lot of women do. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, men do it. We've been hearing for decades that men do it. Let's address the women that do it. And the way that this video started out, I thought she was going to hold the women accountable, but typical. She flipped it onto the man and made it the man's fault. So never mind the fact of what the woman is doing that is making the man unhappy. It's his fault for not communicating. Okay, got you. I agree he should communicate it. And I think that he should communicate it one time. If you really truly love her, communicate it twice. But after that, if you're not getting it at home, go get it elsewhere. And I'm not saying destroy your family, wreck your home, or break up. And I'm not saying to do none of that. But if they're going to prioritize their selfishness, they need to see what that feels like and what the consequences of that is.
I'm just asking as a female, do y'all men hate females? Do y'all hate us? Because how it's looking in this society, this world is giving the men hate us. They hate us because they want to be us. Like, I'm confused.
Know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
Sensational.
Absolutely fucking not, ma'am. I am perfectly fine being a 230-pound man. I do not need to be no 230-pound woman. Let me translate what she's talking about. I think she's referring to men that are on the internet that have conversations and discuss women's behavior. And the problem is a lot of women do not know how to process that information without internalizing it and making it into an emotional thing to where they feel like a man hates them or they feel like a man attacks them. I use this example all the time. There's a mother and a father, and then there's the children. If the mother tells the father, I don't like the way that you discipline our child, the father takes that information and processes it as, she doesn't like this action that I take. So this is an action that I need to correct. When a father tells the mother, I don't like the way that you do this with our child, the mother will often internalize that as, oh, so you're saying I'm a bad mother. Talking and discussing and trying to correct women's behaviors is not hate, and it's not sassiness, and it's not men trying to be women at all, okay? Part of protection is correction. You expect us to provide and protect for you, right? So how can I protect you if I can't correct you? How do you protect your child without correcting their bad behavior? And I know a lot of women are going to hear that and they hate to hear this because they're like, I ain't no damn child. Well, that's how a lot of y'all act, like children. Artists, brands, business owners, if you want more exposure, you need more views. Get promoted on my platforms today. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, millions of followers, millions of views. DM me or email me, bookingcranklucas@gmail.com. Let's grow your following together.